Well, sometimes the first spark of curiosity can lead you to places you could never have expected. That's part of the story of one family in Sparta. And in this installment of Hometown Made, videographer Ethan Davis takes us into 1924 custom soapery to see how it all comes together.
From an early age, I've always had this natural curiosity about science.
In 2018, my husband, Aaron, wanted to try his hand at making handmade soap. So he had a book, he purchased some materials, and he gave it a try in our kitchen. And people in the area started to ask me if they could purchase some from him. He started out just making handmade soap, which is what you see behind me, bar soap. But over the years, people have asked us, like, could you make this? Could you make this? And it's just been mostly our customer base that is propelling us forward into these other products that we offer.
You know, it was a huge learning process, but over the years, I've sort of formulated different recipes, and I've finally decided on a recipe that really works for us. You mix your oils, and each oil has its own qualities. We've selected specific quantities of the oils to sort of create this really great bar. Then you mix your alkali, which is typically sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, depending on what type of soap you want to make. Here we have our potassium hydroxide. We are going to combine that with distilled water to create a solution of potassium hydroxide. And these just look like flakes, but they are highly, highly caustic and require PPE to handle. Ethan is going to slowly mix that in and stir it at the same time. And you can hear that actually boil at the bottom. We have coconut oil, olive oil, and castor oil. At that point, you can mix the two, and you want to create an emulsion between the two so that the oils and the water solution don't fall out of suspension once you mix them, because they naturally want to separate, right? Oils and water. And you can see the chemical reaction trying to take place, but the bonds between the oil and the caustic are not quite strong enough yet. So the next step after that, it depends if you're making liquid soap or bar soap. We're going to make liquid soap tonight. It goes through physical changes under heat. So we're at about 140 degrees right now. We'll continue to emulsify the liquid, and it'll go through physical changes in matter. It'll go to a custard-like state, and then a Vaseline type state, and finally to a more solid type state. And then you dissolve it in water. Take our paste, and we're going to mix it with water to create a concentrated soap mix. So we're going to go to a 2-to-1 mixture on paste to water. This will go to make 950 ounces of liquid soap concentrate. We don't use single-use plastics. We'll take the distilled water bottles that we use, and we will repackage the bulk soap in those water, and then we will sell them in bulk, just like that.
Well, the name 1924 comes from Aaron's grandfather, Orville, who was born in 1924. And Orville's skill as a craftsman helped inspire Aaron to start making the soaps. So if you'd like more information on their business, and if you have a suggestion for our next Hometown Made, find this story on our website for details.
Well, you may recall the story we brought you about a year ago about another sort of career path, a Holmen native studying as a seminarian at the Vatican in Rome. Now Jared Clemens is one step closer to his goal of becoming a priest.
Jared Clemens has no doubt the direction his life should go.
God's told me, Jared, I want you to be my priest.
Jared received that message last year. But in just a couple of days, he'll be one step closer from completing his life's mission.
This is the next step to becoming a priest. So in order to become a priest, you have to be actually be ordained a deacon. That's when you take your first promises. So you make a promise of celibacy, a promise of respect and obedience to your bishop, and you make a promise to pray what's called the Liturgy of the Hours.
The deacon's role is to assist the priest. And according to Ken Law, you have to be a deacon for at least 6 months before you can be ordained a priest.
Once I'm ordained, there is what's called an indelible mark. It's placed on my soul, just like in baptism and just like in confirmation.
And on top of Jared reaching this life goal, he'll do it at the center of the Catholic world.
Part of the program in Rome is that after you've been there for 3 years, you will be ordained to the diaconate. And there you get to do it in St. Peter's, so in the Pope's church there, right? Which is kind of amazing.
After completing his time as a deacon, Jared will then be ordained a priest and placed in a church somewhere close to home, the Diocese of La Crosse.
It's been an incredible experience being there, getting to travel Europe, getting to travel all over the place, and getting to see Pope Francis, getting to serve with Pope Francis on Easter Sunday. That was pretty amazing. Getting to meet him and shake his hands. So all sorts of really incredible things.
Now this Thursday, Jared will be ordained a deacon in St. Peter's Square. That ceremony will be streamed live at 4 a.m. Central Time, if you care to watch. We should also note Jared shares a special connection with News 19. His cousin is our videographer, Ethan Davis, and we wish our congratulations to Jared and his entire family.
Look at this, outstanding that people came and they care. People want to help find Madeline.
Over 300 people registered for the Fillmore County Morning Search for 26-year-old Madeline Kingsbury, with another 400 in Winona County. Volunteers traveling near and far to help give peace of mind to a wounded community and family.
That small, close-knit community like Winona, and I know people are coming from all over, but you know, they just really feel for her and the family. You know, it's a sad deal.
Volunteers split into teams led by search and rescue leaders from many different communities. Teams trekking through open fields, enduring rough terrain and forests, leaving no stone unturned. Some teams focused on County Road 12 and Highway 43, where a vehicle matching the description of Kingsbury's minivan was spotted between 10 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. on March 31st. The day Madeline was first noticed missing.
One team out of Fillmore County is searching these woods just off Highway 43, looking for any signs that might lead to Madeline's location.
Minnesota law enforcement agencies continue to encourage residents to check personal cameras and look for suspicious activity on their property. Due to the nature of the case, law enforcement officials have not provided new information on the investigation.
Again, it's open and active. The leads that are coming in is unbelievable. We are actually getting hundreds of them. We have a lot of information that we're trying to process right now to help do that. So it continues to be open and active.
Until they can hopefully bring Madeline home safe, the community continues to search.
Because I have kids and Madeline has little children. She's a mother. I don't know her. I'm doing it for everybody. I'm doing it for Madeline. I'm doing it for her husband. I'm doing it for her mother. It's a sad, sad day.
It's a Division 5 state championship redo, and if you're Aquinas, you were hoping for a repeat. Blue Golds at Mayville in a rematch in a game Aquinas won by just 2 points a year ago. Another dandy between these two at Camp Randall again this afternoon. We pick it up in the second half. Aquinas up 8-7. Jackson Flotmeyer going to launch one for the speedy Colin Kenzemius down the sideline, 71 yards, touchdown. Blue Golds lead it 14-7 after the missed 2-point conversion. Fourth quarter now, Mayville striking back. Damian Hogley takes it to the edge and to the end zone, and that ties the game at 14. Now, later in the fourth, crazy play here. Aquinas' Calvin Hargrove fumbles the ball into the end zone. It's a holy roller WIAA edition. After review, it was determined the ball was touched by an Aquinas player while he was out of bounds, so it's a touchback to Mayville. 3 plays later, Hogley takes the handoff, but Aquinas forces the fumble. Henry Suddy is there to jump on it. Blue Gold's ball. And that would set up this. Kenzemius Gets the little touch pass, and he is special when he has it in his hands. He takes it 27 yards to the end zone. Aquinas up 22-14. Now, last chance for Mayville. Addison Middlestead going to heave one up towards the middle of the field, but Flottmeyer's there, soaring in for the interception to put the game away. Another gold ball coming back to La Crosse. 22-14. Aquinas wins back-to-back state championships. News 19's Dylan Siraki is in Madison and has our post-game report.
Well, Scott, the Blue Golds are golden again. For the first time in program history, Aquinas wins back-to-back state titles. And for players and coaches, the taste of victory is even sweeter the second time around.
We might have outdone a game in as far as excitement goes from last season, which I didn't think you'd get much more exciting than that. And we might have done it.
Going out on top, man. You just can't. It's picture perfect. Football's romantic.
After a quick first half, where both teams relied on their star running backs, Mayville continued to dominate time of possession to start the third quarter. But striking quickly works just as well. Colin Konzemius ran circles around the Cardinals' secondary to turn the tide in favor of the Blue Golds. The speedy wideout finished with 4 catches for 115 yards and 2 scores.
Watching that ball come down, I'm just praying that I don't drop it. That's all was going through my head. If I catch this, I know I got a touchdown. So all I was thinking was I got to catch this ball.
Colin Konzemius is the fastest kid in the state. I think everyone should know that by now. And for him to go out there and make the plays he did was just so impressive.
Turnovers played a big role for Aquinas down the stretch. A key fumble recovery by Henry Suddy set up the go-ahead touchdown, and a Jackson Flottmeyer interception sealed the game for the Blue Golds.
It's such a bummer, but I mean, to be done with football, but I mean, that's the best way you can possibly go out. So it's bittersweet, but mostly sweet.
The way that we play this game, man, it's hard. And people might think it's easy, but man, we worked our tails off for this, man. It's really special.
Aquinas finishes their season with a 13-1 record and a gold ball. Their only loss of the season, by the way, was to West Salem, who goes for a state title of their own here tomorrow morning. Reporting from Camp Randall, Dylan Siraki, News 19 Sports.